is EA Sports. PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Just a spectacular setting here in the Pacific Northwest. We're at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, it's almost like a nature walk out there. It's built amongst these wonderful sand dunes. As far as trees are concerned, there's only one really that comes into play. The rest are all in the distance, so you feel very much at one with the elements. It's kind of nice, actually, just going for a little stroll out there like that. Refreshing.
Down to the first tee now to get the round going, and a stout par 4, Frank.
Yeah, straight out of the gates. The wind obviously very important here. If you were to play it into a head breeze, this would be just a mammoth hole, just under 500 yards. Fortunately, with a little prevailing breeze, though, it'll shorten up considerably, but we'll bring that bunker on the right in play.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards.
Oh, I liked that. Where this ball's going, there's no fairway there, only rough. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par. Second shot.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. All right, Frank, how would you break down this approach shot here at the first at Chambers Bay?
Well, Rich, it's partially blind, so you've really got to fixate on the exact point that you want to aim at. That's one of the beauties of this golf course, so maybe even just have a little look and make sure you know that line, because once that ball hits the ground, the natural contours are going to take it in a certain direction. So really fixate on that line.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Frank, that's disappointing. You like to get out of the gates with a par.
Yeah, this is where a convenient memory would certainly help.
Getting set now over the putt.
That was cruel. That looked like it was certainly going in. No snack though.
Do that.
Trying to limit the damage here. This putt is for bogey. Putt drops. Now at 1 over par. Lost that mini battle right there on that hole with a bogey and slips to 1 over par. Ready to tee off here at the second. Frank, what's it all about?
Well, you hit your tee shot here through the dunes, Rich, not overly long, just under 400 yards. The bunker on the left really shouldn't be a problem. Just avoid the dunes on the right and left. There's something about a well-hit shot.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Water fountains, lush green fairways, tall trees. That's not links golf, is it, Frank?
Yeah, undulations as well, bump and roll, firm and fast. Those are the things that normally you associate with links golf courses. Plus, they're organic. They change in every season. Links golf course played in softer conditions is just a softer variety. It's not everything through the year. Links golf is really a type of golf that everybody can play. It's not just about power. It's as much about imagination, and it will reward every department of the game if played correctly.
See a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. Frank, this ball's in the rough. You like to hinge just a little bit quicker on the takeaway when the ball is down like this?
No, when it's down, you've just got to make sure that you wind up almost like you're hitting a tee shot. This is not one to be dallied with. You've got to hit it powerfully. And you really have to focus on that club getting through the grass, past the ball, and out the other side.
Didn't knock down the flagstick, but he still has a chance.
21 steps, or should I say feet.
Hunter Mahan, second shot. Frank, what do you think about this approach shot here at the second at Chambers Bay?
If you've driven it down the right side, you have a much better view of this green, better access to the flag when it's on the back left. You really want to just avoid that little bunker that cuts in on the right side, and there's a little sort of gut on that left side of the green, where that sort of collects the ball.
21 feet from pay dirt. In the words of the legendary basketball announcer Marv Albert, from way downtown, yes.
It's that sneaky distance.
A great roll right there. Just a pure stroke right in the heart. Not a gimme, but well within his range. -2 early in the round. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners, well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. So close.
And yet it still counts for another shot.
But now a chance for a birdie. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Right off the edge.
Just a fraction softer, then it might have just turned in.
That's 2 under par, playing well. Just a couple of feet. Still even par for the day. Clean this up with a tap. Henrik Stenson for par. Frank, standing here on the 4th tee at Chambers Bay, you can see what this golf course is all about with those dunes on the left and all that sand down on the right. A lot of trouble here.
Yeah, first hole, Rich, really that bends to the right, but if anything, you want to keep the tee shot down the left side. It's going to give you a better angle to the green. And unlike the 2 previous holes, this fairway slopes to the other direction, to the right.
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Well, too bad. He'll have to play from the bunker. Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Let's see what they do from a good lie in the fairway, 180 yards to go.
This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Frank, just a slight miss off the tee. He's in the fairway bunker.
Yeah, you just really got to pick the right club once again. Sometimes you take a little bit more club out of the fairway bunker, choke down.
The second shot. Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two.
Headed for the bunker, I think. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Great professionals, Frank, they don't fear the greenside bunker shot, do they?
No, because you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want. You actually have far more options, and you don't have to hit the ball first.
And he's made the green. Well, in the sand, but it has been raked nicely, looking for something positive. This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. Oh, you can see the frustration. Almost kicked his putter head right there with a drop shot here at the fourth. All right, in the bunker now. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Frank, amazing how this hole has gotten away.
Yeah, he's not Robinson Crusoe. Happened to everybody that's played this game.
From about 8 feet. One over for the day. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Well, too bad. He gives one back. So just a formality here. Now at 1 under for the round. Well, Frank here at the fifth, and I'm not sure about my chances at a hole that's called free fall. I mean, are you kidding?
Well, should be free fall for you, that's for sure, and free fall for a lot of people playing it today. Hole looks straight away, but you'll see it starts to pinch in, that fairway that is, by bunkers left and right, and those bunkers come in exactly where you're trying to hit your tee shot.
What a tremendous display of power and precision. Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
On the green with about 30 feet to go. 170 yards away, second shot. Frank, about 150 yards to that hole location.
Well, that's a little absurd, that, Rich. That shot wasn't that hard, but it's come up well short.
Didn't appear committed through impact. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Well, this one's tracking. Oh, he's gonna love it.
How far was that? That was miles away.
And now a putt from 24 feet away. Hard putt, soft hands, beautiful putt. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Just trying to keep this round on track. Has that putt, stays at 1 over. Getting set to hit the tee shot here at the 6th at Chambers Bay. Frank, where are you looking to land the ball off the tee here?
There's a nice dune down that left side that sort of gives you a good line that you can work the ball off here. But remember, this is a links golf course, so you don't try and fight Mother Nature because she'll always win. So just anything down the left, let that ball sort of kick its way back towards the middle of the fairway. A lengthy par 4 though at 495. Great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
Well, this one has a chance to be really good.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
Frank, what do you think about this approach here at the 6th?
Well, one of the few greens here that's protected on both sides. Rather narrow green, and you can see really what happens if you miss. Bunkers left and right. Plus there's a couple of ridges, so club selection is important here.
Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Regarded as a very accurate player, that shot says it all. Third shot, looking for a good one. Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Frank, he has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, you know the FedEx Cup, Rich. I mean, you're meant to get there by 10:30 tomorrow. That thing's still going.
That looked like a miss hit, Frank.
The lie was okay. It's a little surprising. Maybe wrong club.
So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, whom you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, it was, they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or two. Aimed the club at that and made sure they followed through.
That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Could it be? Go ahead and do that. What a putt.
Rich, I remember playing with, it was Ben Crenshaw and Mark McCumber in a World Cup of Golf at Royal Melbourne. And Royal Melbourne's greens are as fast as any in the world. And it was probably one of the best putting exhibitions I ever saw without Ben actually making every putt. His sense of speed. And I think that's where I started to see that putting was a real art. He would look at a putt like it had 7 or 8 different dimensions to it. But it was all feel. It wasn't mechanical. It wasn't like this sort of amazing thought process. It was sort of through osmosis. He would just feel a green. So it would go up and down, several humps and hollows and that, and invariably just, if it missed, it just settled on the back of the cup. And these were the fastest greens in the world. Incredible display.
His longtime caddy at Augusta National, Carl Jackson. They came together in the mid-1970s. Carl recalls the first time he saw Ben, and what stood out was, as Carl tells it, the putting stroke. And in Carl's words, it flowed like the wind. Frank, ball is in the rough here. What are the problems on this next shot?
Well, this is really where the skill level comes in. A good part. This is where the good player separates himself from the rest.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Getting set for another approach. Our featured golfer really looks dialed in at this point.
Yeah, right now this is a great feeling to have as a golfer. Your swing's good, the timing, it's almost like it's just completely natural. You don't have to think. The swing is exactly where you want it to be. So really you're just looking at the flag in front of you.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. The second shot now to the par 4.
We're out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Well, that's all you want right there. Just lag it down, don't get too crazy, and now just to tap in left. Frank, he might like this one. He might like... Oh, he's gonna love it. And he has it, Frank.
I don't believe it.
Now a 7-footer. Has it. And he's 2 under par. Getting set now over the putt. Still even par for the day. Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realise that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So use that to your advantage. You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there.
Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, rough.
And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Frank, out of the rough, best to swing a little bit easier or get after it with all you have?
Well, a little bit in between. Obviously, it's going to require a little bit of strength to make sure that club keeps going through, but it's still the planning of the shot. Once again, check short. Is there anything I have to carry? And even remember, there's always the option of just simply pitching the ball down the fairway and taking your medicine. Well, that's a smart shot. A lot of people would have tried to be a little more heroic from there, but there was no need.
Back on the fairway, back in play. He'll need to be strong with this. Now the approach at the 8th, and Frank, what are the options for a player?
Well, the green does slope back to front, so if you're a high ball flight hitter, there's nothing wrong with flying the ball all the way up there. But because there's no bunkering in the front, you can also come in here low and sort of bound that ball up there. Choices.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
90 yards. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Wow, touch of a locksmith out there, making everything.
Yeah, and the result, yet another birdie too. Totally in command.
There's a birdie try now for Hunter Mahan. Makes the putt and goes to 1 under. These putts keep the round together. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Did the job right there. Frank, the 9th hole is called Olympus. Feels as though Russell Crowe should be standing on the tee, starring in some sort of a movie about the Greek gods.
I knew you'd go like Titans in that down here. But this golf course is for the mere mortals, Rich. This isn't for the Greek gods and the Titans of the world. They might think they are, but this is for you and me. This is for everybody. 36 handicappers. We can all play here. This looks like it's heading for the bunker. Yeah, it was a little over-ambitious.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
And he's made it onto the green now. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Frank, there's nothing like catching a bunker shot just perfectly. Splashes out, lands softly, and just runs up to that hole.
Yeah, it's like 3D. There's the component in the strike where it's going to land, And then the third part of it is how much will it roll?
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back.
Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Good ball striker Hunter Mahan can get streaky on the greens. Let's see how he does with this putt. Good stroke right there. That's a par and stays at 1 under. So a tester from 4 feet. Rough day so far. 4 over par on the round. Getting ready now to begin the back nine here at Chambers Bay. Rich Lerner for EA Sports with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us about the 10th.
Well, Rich, this hole looks like it's stolen straight out of the Highlands in Scotland. It's called High Dunes, and you can see why big dunes on the left and right frame this hole beautifully.
That one is in the bunker. Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super. Oh, that's fine.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Frank, just a slight miss off the tee. He's in the fairway bunker.
Yeah, I just really got to pick the right club once again. Sometimes you take a little bit more club out of the fairway bunker, choke down.
The second shot. Birdie try up next. Frank, the good players certainly aren't panicked when they're in a fairway bunker, are they?
Just make sure your feet stay nice and firm in the sand there. There's a tendency to move your feet around a little bit.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Frank, it appears as though this approach shot here at the 10th is fairly straightforward.
It is. You've got a flat green, so you're not really worrying about mounds or bounces here. And really, this is, with a short iron in hand, this is one of those ones you just green light, you go straight at the flag here.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Sinks it.
Unbelievable.
Settles in over the putt. Hard putt, soft hands, beautiful roll.
It's at sneaky distance. Oh, another one goes in.
Getting set to tee off at the 11th hole, long par 4, 537 yards. Frank, how do you play this hole, with a bazooka?
Yeah, try and take that dune out of play, that's for sure, in the middle of the fairway. Bunkers down the left are more for scenic rather than they're not really problematic for the player off the tee. Just, as I said, hit it over that dune, and then really there's a ridge in the middle of this green, so you've got to be on the right level.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag.
I'm loving that balance.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, when you look at great rivalries in sports, you realize that athletes need each other. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to achieve greatness, to achieve legendary status. And in golf, Tom Watson needed Jack Nicklaus to push him to another level.
And also to define an era. Without one, we couldn't think of the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or the 2010s. You need those players to define that era. So you need competition. Competition is not without rivalry.
Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, actually a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. The 11th hole, Frank, what's the right way to get at it?
Just got to be cognizant of that ridge that cuts through the middle of this green, that sort of turns this green into one simple green into all these little complex sort of sections. That's the biggest thing, but that's also, you realize very, very quickly, you're playing links golf today.
Frank, on an uphill shot like this one, did you do anything differently in terms of your setup over the ball?
Yeah, I made sure the ball wasn't too far forward because on an uphill shot, there's always a struggle to get all your weight going forward.
Pure strike, good result.
And that is close.
Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Might be. Could be. Oh, yeah, he's going to love that one, Frank. Sensational effort.
Oh, just eat that up.
Frank, who are the best putters you've ever seen, and what did they do that made them so effective?
Well, there was always the Crenshaws that putted beautifully, but the best, when it comes down to it, the Tiger Woodses and the Jack Nicklauses, the ones that made them when they had to.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Hasn't been easy, but he'll take it. That's a par. 3 over for the day. So they'll tap in. That takes him to 1 under on the day. The 12th here at Chambers Bay is known as the Narrows. What's the play here, Frank?
2, really. You could just sort of iron it down there, have a little wedge or a pitch in there with no sweat whatsoever. Or, if you want to have a little bit of fun, if you can drive it over that bunker that's just short left of this green, you might just putt for an eagle. In the direction of the sand.
It looks like it. Frank, it's a hard game to play from the high grass.
And that's where he's been more often than not today.
Headed for the bunker, I think. A bit unfortunate in the bunker, Frank.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what his bunker play's like.
Just wants to hit about an inch behind the ball. I'll tell you what, Phil the Thrill, Phil Mickelson could not have done it any better. What a bunker shot. Second shot coming out of the rough here. This, the second shot here at the par 4. And getting ready for the putt. That was well judged, wasn't it? See if Hunter Mahan can make a birdie. Good score going, now at 2 under par. Shouldn't be a problem here. Oh, look out, here he comes. 4 under par now after that birdie. On to the 13th hole here at Chambers Bay. It's a par 4, and they call this one Eagle Eye.
Yeah, dogleg to the right, beefy par 4. You hit it down to one of the widest fairways on the golf course. And then up in front, if you look at the middle of the green, you're going to see one bunker. Needless to say, that's got to be avoided. The great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
second from an excellent lie. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Well, he'll have to get up and down from the bunker to save his par. This is the second shot at the par 4. That's been the story of the day, hacking it out of the rough.
Gonna have grass stains on the shoes coming in.
That one ends up in the rough.
That went sideways.
Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Getting ready now for this next shot in the bunker. That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Wow, I thought he made that. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. This is a par putt for Hunter Mahan. That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back.
These putts keep the round together. Frank, that is nothing more than a punch to the gut.
Oh, it's cruel, Rich. Good putt and deserves so much more. Another shot at it, though.
I mean, takes the wind right out of your sails. Stenson has this for par. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Now at 1 under for the round. Three under on the day. Frank, this is the 5th par 4 in a row, and they're not easy. This one here at 14, really a daunting tee shot.
It is. That's why it's called Cape Fair. A true Cape hole in golf, Rich, is when you've got to decide how much you want to bite off when you hit across a slight dogleg. And this one, really, you're going to be rewarded the further left you can go. There is one little bunker in the middle of the fairway that you have to avoid. That's going to be 320 or so yards off the tee. This hole, 546 yards, you're going to see a variety of second shots, or the length of second shots here, determined purely by the bravery of the tee shot. Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols. growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my iron.
It looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through. Headed for the bunker? Not quite what he was hoping for, the tee shot in the bunker. Missed the fairway in the fairway bunker now.
It's not all gloom and doom, though. Lip isn't too high. A good swing here still shouldn't be a problem.
Given the choice, most players would rather play from the green grass versus the white sand.
Yeah, there was no advantage to try and take that much more out of that fairway bunker. Couldn't reach the green. It's a smart play.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Just a bit offline and into the bunker. All right, Frank, what's the play into the green here?
Well, the green's got a little bit of a funnel effect. General contours slope right to left, and towards this green there is a little bit of a ridge and some mounding, short right. But just use those in your favour. The ball's going to do what Mother Nature wants it to do. You don't have to fight it.
Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
One of the game's steadiest players, Hunter Mahan, has this for par. Well, that just brings a smile to your face, puts a little pep in the step when you make them from downtown.
It's no snack, though.
Never a doubt, looking to make a statement today. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Workmanlike hole, he walks away with a par. Frank, normally on a golf course, you don't want to spend too much time in the trees, with the trees, around the trees, but part of me wants to go up and hug this tree because he's all alone. It's the only tree on the whole golf course.
Well, I know you're a tree hugger, Rich, I really do. But at 246 yards, when they play this off the back tee at the US Open, believe me, nobody's hugging that tree. They're just trying to make three.
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way. Well, it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
That one is in the bunker. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
That looked like a miss hit, Frank.
The lie was okay. It's a little surprising. Maybe wrong club.
In the greenside bunker here, Frank. Nice to go to the beach, but not too often, we hope. Pretty good shot right there. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Frankie has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, you know the FedEx Cup, Rich. I mean, you're meant to get there by 10:30 tomorrow. That thing's still going.
Locked in on the read and the speed.
Great sense of speed in that. We know you can make those, but that one right in the middle. It's that sneaky distance.
There you have it. Well done. Great putt. 15 feet away. Good stroke right there. That's a par and stays at 1 under. Now to the 16th hole here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, it is pretty short hole. What are the chances to come out of here with a birdie?
Well, you've just come off the short 15th. You can get on a little bit of a run here, providing you get into the fairway first. You're not going to have an overly long second shot here. But once again, this is a precision hole, a little bit like 15. This is a tabletop green, so you're going to have to be right on the money with that second shot.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
Frank, now a pretty short shot here into the 16th.
Yeah, green, anything other than flat. Very narrow, skinny green. It also slopes left to right. You can use that to your advantage.
See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Frank, what's the danger here on the approach to the 16th, considering the green is really pretty small?
Well, obviously it's a short par 4, so you know that the problem's going to happen up ahead, and that's exactly what it does. This is probably one of the smallest, narrowest greens at Chambers Bay, and you can see it slopes dramatically from left to right. That has to be taken into consideration with the second shot. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
This one has a chance, and he has it. Beautiful putt.
This is an awkward length.
He has a 12-footer here. And with that putt, he moves to 3 under. And he's putting for par now. Did the job right there. Frank, you don't need just a caddy out here at Chambers Bay. Seems like you need a sports psychologist. You start thinking about the names of these holes. Beached at 16, and what's 17 called?
Derailed, and you can see why too. That green's perched up there. If you've got the round going in the wrong direction, this is not a hole to start on. So if you've got a run going, it's just a good tee shot that lands around the front there, and you just take a 3 here. This is not a time to be a hero.
Just want to nestle this one down to within a couple of feet. On the way. -3 now for the round. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Just a couple of feet. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Keeps the momentum going with that putt. Stays at 3 under. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again, you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walk-in golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Beautiful looking shot right here.
There is fairway out there. There is.
He can't find it, though. Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. Missed the fairway in the fairway bunker now.
It's not all gloom and doom, though. Lip isn't too high. A good swing here still shouldn't be a problem.
Frank, that was the right thing to do.
Yeah, there was no advantage to try and get any more out of that. Smart shot. Second shot.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Frank, on an uphill shot like this one, did you do anything differently in terms of your setup over the ball?
Yeah, I made sure the ball wasn't too far forward because on an uphill shot, there's always a struggle to get all your weight going forward.
That's good stuff right there. Wonderful approach, and now a really good look at birdie. Frank, you want to finish with one good swing here, the approach shot to the 18th hole.
I don't think there's a flat putt on this green, Rich. There's so many different sections. We said the course was like a maze. This 18th green can be like a maze. If you're on the right portion, then obviously that certainly helps. But there's so many different levels to this green.
Now the third shot at the par 5. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Mahan is capable of lighting it up. This one is for birdie. So close.
Oh, I thought they'd at least pick up a shot. Birdie looked like a sitter. Now par.
Getting set now over the putt. Man,
I just pushed it.
boy, that hurts. Shouldn't be a problem here. And with that, ends the round with 66. Three over for the day. This would give him the par. Knocks that putt in for par to stay at 3 under. Frank, a lot to like in this performance today.
Oh, it is. There's so many positives to take out of this round. Not just the possibility to win this week, but going forward. This is great golf that you would hold up against anybody right now.